It's now game on ahead of the next election. Anthony Albanese is fending off a fierce coalition campaign that claims Labor has plans to tax the family home and scrap negative gearing. This in the wake of Albanese's legacy-defining broken promise on Stage 3 tax cuts. I can reveal that Liberal attack ads are going out shortly in the seat of Dunkley on Albanese's broken promise and his wrong priorities. Peter Dutton is now ramping up his assault on the Prime Minister. He's energised after Liberal polling shows the coalition has a shot in the Dunkley by-election.
So I think the Prime Minister, after having promised it on 100 occasions, we now need to test his credibility in relation to negative gearing and tax on the family home, because the Prime Minister, interestingly, and if you look at the Treasurer's words in relation to the question he was asked about negative gearing, he uses a very cute form of words, as the Prime Minister did in Parliament, which I think gives rise to more questions than answers. I think there is a lot to play out in relation to this debate, and I think Australians have been staggered by the fact that their Prime Minister looked them in the eye and bluntly lied to them.
Well, Liberal polling leaked to the Fin Review shows that Albanese was going to struggle to hold on to the seat of Dunkley, with his net favorability rating tanking to minus 11%. This prompted Albanese to rush forward the Stage 3 tax cuts revamp, as we revealed here exclusively on Thursday night. But now this broken promise risks destroying Albanese's credibility with the broader Australian public. Dutton's attack today came after the Treasurer said that Labor wasn't contemplating changes to negative gearing, a similar form of words used before the Stage 3 tax cut broken promise.
We're not contemplating or considering resurrecting the policies that we took to the 2019 election.
Are you prepared to break other promises if there are better ways, or is this one and done?
We're not contemplating other areas.
Coalition sources say that just like with the Stage 3 tax cuts, the Labor leadership have never liked negative gearing. They point to how Jim Chalmers argued strongly against negative gearing when in opposition.
But any housing policy that doesn't deal with negative gearing and capital gains tax is a sham. Housing affordability, which doesn't make important and considered changes to capital gains and negative gearing, has a hole in the middle of it. If you want to deal with housing affordability, you need to start with negative gearing and capital gains.
Those comments were in 2017, before the 2019 election, when Labor's official policy was to change negative gearing. The Fin Review today reports that Liberal polling shows that while Labor was still ahead in Dunkley, the gap had narrowed to the extent that the coalition was in a competitive position. Labor former Queensland State Secretary Cameron Milner said on this program last night that Dunkley was a key reason the Prime Minister rushed forward changes to the tax policy, with their revamped package helping around 87% of voters in that seat.
We knew by the time he broke his promise last week that they'd been planning this since December, and December was regrettably when Peter Murphy passed away. So we knew a by-election was coming in Dunkley. We knew that Dunkley was going to be a highly contestable seat given Albanese's current lack of popularity in the electorate. So it's a huge issue. He panicked, Labor panicked, and brought forward what they're probably always going to do in terms of the May budget, in terms of gutting Stage 3 tax cuts.
Make no mistake, this contest in the seat of Dunkley is shaping up as a major test for the Prime Minister. If Albanese can't win Dunkley, he'll come under significant leadership pressure. There are around 15 or 16 Labor seats with margins of less than 6%. Dunkley's on around 6.3%. So there's a lot of politicians who are nervously watching how the party will go in this Victorian suburban seat. And already Labor MPs are speculating about who the next leader will be, with Jim Chalmers, Tanya Plibersek and Tony Burke the top candidates. If Albanese can't win Dunkley, if he can't turn around voter sentiment, his time in the top job is ticking.